Hello, y'all. Guess who's back? What up, dudes? My running kid here coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Back again with another comic review for you guys. Um, First off, shout out goes to Comic Book Artist 1983. That's right. New subscriber, and he had an interesting question that I wanted to answer right now, so I'm gonna answer that right now as well. He had wrote me a comment asking, "What are my bags made out of that I put my comic books in?" Was it uh, Mygalar or poly? Um, I think comic artists they're Polygon, as you can see. The difference is that they have um, an adhesive strip right there, as you can see. See, I just pull it off, and it's like an adhesive tape strip, and I just snap it into place like that, See, and I could just easily take it off, no problem, and the adhesive will stick back on, no problem. So that's kind of what they are, I guess. So I hope that kind of answers your question, pretty much. They're pretty cool. The only problem is you find these strips all over the place, so you make sure you throw them away. And sometimes they don't always go in because of the static. uh, so that's enough about that, guys. Let's get to the comics, right? So first off, we're as always this month, still in June, excuse me, and we're new lineup is Marvel, DC, and ended with Independence. So we'll kick it off with Amazing Spider-Man number 687. This is the final part to Ends of the Earth. Dan Slott and Castillo is the artist on this. This was good. Even though kind of the ending kind of left it like, huh? But I know there's an epilogue that's coming up that's in the next Avenging Spider-Man, so I do get that, so I'll pick it up. But overall, this is really good. I love the fight scene between the controlled Avengers that Doc Ock had and Spidey and his two female partners, Silver Sable and Black Widow. Um, it was really fun to watch, Spidey take on some of the individuals. I mean, it was. We saw one scene where Doc Ock was controlling Spider-Woman, and he was like, "This is the logical choice because she's beaten you in the past." And if you go back to New Avengers, they kind of fought, and she actually beat Spider-Man. And basically, Spider was like, "Yeah, but that's why I've been stepping up lately, Doc, just for occasions like this." And you see him actually, because of his martial arts training that he shared with Shang-Chi, he was able to whoop her, like, and he even said, I'm sorry, Jess, when you wake up, I'm sorry. Um, it was funny to see Doc Ock try to control Thor, and when he thought the hammer, Mjolnir dropped because Mjolnir like sensed Doc Ock inside of him, and so the old saying, whoever be worthy should have the power of Thor. Well, it was kind of fun. Um, but this was just a really fun issue. Ends of the Earth was really good. Um, Dan Slott knows what he's doing with Spidey. Um, there have been a lot of writers over the 50 years of Spider-Man that have come and left their mark. And Dan Slott is another one of those writers that is leaving his mark on Amazing Spider-Man. But I don't want to spoil everything for you. But if you are a Spidey fan like yours truly, keep collecting Amazing Spider-Man. The next issue, Return of the Lizard. All right. Next up, the Avengers number 27. Bendis, Walter Simonson is still doing the artwork on this. That is a kind of a killer cover. The Protector and the Fallen and the Avengers at in his mercy. Now, what happened is this story takes place before issue number 4 of X-Men versus Avengers versus X-Men. Um, the Avengers went out to try to get the capture the Phoenix, and they were able to capture like a small portion of the Phoenix. So, but Protector or Novar betrayed them and went back to the Kree homeworld to give it to the Kree superior intelligence. When the Avengers wake up and know who did it, it was like oh no he didn't, like come on. When the supreme intelligence tell them what they're gonna do with the essence, the Protector's like, we need to protect Earth from the Phoenix, and they're like, no, we're not gonna do it. So he realizes that he made a mistake, but the Avengers are not. When they get there, they're not hearing that. They're like, you betrayed us. You have no place on Earth anymore. Don't come back to Earth. Stay off of Earth. If you come back, you're in trouble. It was funny to see Beast get up in his face and was like, you stay off of Earth. If you come, I'll kill you myself. I was like, whoa, And I love what Ms. Marvel said. You're lucky the Hulk or Wolverine wasn't with us because you would have been dead already. But yeah, they basically told the Protector, who is a Kree, he is a Kree, that you're not welcome on Earth no more because of what you did. He knows he made a mistake, but they're not having that right now. There's no room, no error for mistakes with the Phoenix. Yeah. All right. Next up, Avengers Assemble number 4. At the command of Thanos. Yes, Mark Bagley, one of my favorite artists, and Bendis writing this. We get to find out who the Zodiac is working for, and of course, it's Thanos. Now, it's kind of ironic that Thanos is in this because in the new cartoon that's coming out next year called Avengers Assemble, Thanos is going to be the main villain. So, but he's able to control the Hulk for a while, and let's just say the Hulk does pretty much a lot of work to the Avengers. Um, but they realize that you know Thanos is on a higher level than them, and they really are not. Even Thor is like, Thor knows him, but um, the other Tony and everybody's like, we're at a cosmic level. We need help, and at the end of the book, they get some help. None other than in the form of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, they come on and says, we know who you're dealing with. We can help you. And then you see Rocket Raccoon, and you're welcome. So it's cool. Yeah. All right. Move on to another one of my favorite writers, Ed Brubaker, Captain America, number 13. This is the fifth part or fourth. I'm not sure, but this is the next part of what's going on. Steve trying to find out, who's the next Scourge, and that's a badass cover of seeing Scourge about to knock Cap out with his own shield. Now we found out last week, Mr. Brubaker revealed the new Scourge, and that is none other than the D-Man, the Demolition Man, old school Avenger, old friend of Cap's, being brainwashed by the Queen Hydra and her husband, codenamed Bravo, and she also has under her wits Henry Peter Gyrick, and he's been going out former killing villains who are under WITSEC, under the Witness Protection Program, and so they have to figure out what it is, and they get to Peter Gyrick, but still Scourge is out there, so Cap goes after the person. Most of the people that Scourge has been taking out there are former Serpent Society members. that have retired or so, or just under WITSEC. Um, but this was really good. Brubaker's writing is still superb. He he knows Cap. This guy knows Mr. Brubaker knows Captain America very well. He is probably the best. He's the best Captain America writer right now, as of right now. Or even when he jumped on Cap, he just does a brilliant job with Cap, and I love his writing of Cap. Very good stuff. All right, move on to Fantastic Four number 607. Look who's on the cover. That's right, my boy T'Challa, Black Panther. Jonathan Hickman and Camu Coley is the artist on this. Um, it seems that the Panther has called in Reed in the group for something. Now Reed thinks it's about restoring vibranium back to Wakanda, but Black Panther basically tells him like, we're fine. We still making money. We're wealthy. We're still good. And it was good to see, T'Challa with, it was funny. They get off the plane, and T'Challa's like, "You look well, Reed," and I feel well. And you see Sue hugging Storm and saying, "Your Majesty," and she's like, "Oh, Sue, you can just call me Aurora," and stuff like that. It was funny. That was pretty good. But the reason why they've been brought in, and I don't want to spoil too much for you, is of another situation that goes back far back, which goes back to the times of the, let's just put it like this, the Egyptian gods. And when they start getting like that, when it starts getting into the Egyptian gods and stuff like that, I'm all over that. I love Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology and all that. So I was loving this book. Once I started seeing Anubis and Amun Ra and all those, like, yeah. But without spoiling too much, it's a good first start. Very good. Another funny part I will say is one of the kids from the Future Foundation was razzing on Panther. It's like he's you know he's not even king anymore. Blah blah. And Panther just, he runs into Panther. And Panther's like, you think money makes me a king or something like that? And it was funny. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, this was good. Ben and Johnny are not in this issue. It's only Reed and Sue and some of the kids from the Future Foundation. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Next up, the book everybody's talking about in a way. Scarlet Spider number 6. Yes, Christopher Yosh Stegman still in the book. Um, the people of Houston, Texas, are really getting back behind Kane as the Scarlet Spider. He's been, people are talking about him and they're still like, yeah, he saved me and everything like that. And you know, one person said, well, he curses too much, so I don't like that, but he did save me. And one person said one of the reporter also said, like, when she was broadcasting the news, she was like, one of the witnesses says he kept yelling out, he's not Spider-Man and stuff like that, but it was really funny. But the main thing of this is, you see Kane getting a tattoo and everything, and the tattooist is like, everybody's wanting me to do the insignia of the Scarlet Spider on them. It's kind of funny. But he's still struggling to figure out who he is, and of course, the female that he saved in the first issue, known as Arcanaliki. I can't pronounce her name. Her name is really hard to pronounce, but she's really getting grown attached to him. And in the meantime, he's being stalked by somebody. Who is that? None other than Anna Kravinoff. Yes, Craven's 14-year-old daughter. She don't look 14 in this. She comes after Kane while he's at like a concert that's in a church, and she comes at him and she stabs him. She slices. And now you got to remember, they killed Kane during the Grim Hunt. So she's like, "You're gonna kill you again," and everything like that. Um, and she just, there's like a real battle in there, and it's really a test, really, that Anna was performing to see how much has Kane changed, or is he still the same guy? And of course, you know who she reports back to, and about it. But it was kind of interesting. She slices him, but it's actually poison, and she, you know, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. I'm sorry, but it was really good to see, you know, the Craven. This showing you that the Cravenoff family is not done with Kane at all, and there's some more darkness coming for Kane, and he's got to be ready. He even says it, you know, my name is Kane. That people have called me the Scarlet Spider, a name that once belonged to another good man. You know who he's talking about, his brother in a way, Ben Riley. But he says, but I'm trying to live up to that, and you're seeing the developments of Kane. You're seeing him, that great development that they're doing, and Yosh has been doing a very good job on this book. This book has been really good, and I'm glad I'm bored. And if you're not on board with this, I suggest you find the first 5 issues and get on board. Good stuff. All right, now this next book is a mini series that I bet you a lot of people say, I wonder if Chris is gonna pick it up or not. But yeah, Spider-Man number 1 of 5. This is a 5-part miniseries. Bendis and Pichelli is the artist. I wish he would come back to doing Ultimate Spider-Man again, but it's the meeting of the 2 Spider-Men, Peter Parker of the 616 universe and the Ultimate universe, uh, Miles Morales. Um, the book basically starts off with Peter in his own world, you know, Peter in the regular 616 world, and he's saving people and talking about how he loves New York, and you know, even though you know some people hate him, everything like that, and then lo and behold, he notices like a flash of energy, and he goes to investigate, and when he checks out, he runs into an old enemy of his, old fishbowl head himself, Mysterio, and that's where everything goes haywire. That's where he's he's fighting Mysterio, and then Mysterio's able to he basically gets zapped with that energy that I was talking about, and he zipped into the Ultimate world, and he's web slinging around. He's like, what the heck? Like, wasn't it nighttime when I was there? And he's trying to figure out what's going on. He sees the Triskelon, you know, the headquarters of the Ultimates, and he's like, what the heck is that? And and then so he goes to find I'm sorry I'm spoiling so much for you guys, but I need to. I'm sorry about this one. And he helps a person out, and then this person says to him, you know, with all due respect, you know, thanks for the help, but you shouldn't be wearing that costume. Um, you know, what are you trying to be, Peter Parker? And he says, what? He says, what did you say? And he's like, yeah, everybody knows that was Peter Parker's costume. And Peter's like, okay, what the heck is going on here? And all of a sudden he notices somebody zip by him, and then he looks at him, and then the panel's like, matter of fact, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you guys. It's kind of funny. Here he is. He's swinging. He's web swinging, and you see somebody. You see that shadow, and then he's like, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy," and then Miles and him run into each other for the first time, and that's how it ends. So far, you know, nothing really fancy. It's just the first book. But there are some questions that I need to know in terms of, you know, what was Mysterio doing with that technology, and how's Peter going to get back, everything like that, and will Peter go visit the Aunt May in this universe, and things like that, and you know, just a lot of things that are going to be questioned, but not bad. You know, nothing really fancy for the first issue, but um, let's see where it goes from this. You know, because really, technically, this is really the first true crossover between the 616 and the Ultimate Universe, in a way. All right. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Hulk because my complex ran short of that, so I have to pick it up later sometime. um, but I wanted to read it. I did watch the review of my friend Tanaka Khan. He enjoyed it, and I probably know I will too. But I was able to pick up X-Men Legacy number 686. Christoph Gage, good job, sir. Still doing a good job. Spotlight's all on Frenzy right here. Jonah. Um, this is a good book to pick up, especially if you're not familiar with Frenzy. Like I am, so I know exactly what her backstory was and everything, what turned her into a mercenary and everything like that. She's had it rough, and she's dropped into Nambia. You know, there's a war going on in there, and she's there to help warlords and relief things like that. And a lot of bad memories start catching up with her when she starts to experience some of the people that are there. But all in all, this was just a really good book. Very good stuff from Christoph Gage. He really showcased he really showcased what makes Frenzy here tick and why she does the stuff she does and what kind of statement she's trying to make. And I really enjoyed that a lot. Especially, like I said, this does pick up right after what happened in issue 5 of, of A versus X. So uh, this was good. This is very good. And I'm hoping, Sensei, you enjoyed it as well. Because I know you picked this up. All right, so that's all Marvel I got for you guys. On to DC. I only got 6 DC for you, and the first one we'll kick it off is with Miss Gail Simone, my lady. Kick it off. Batgirl number 10, uh, Death from Above. Um, so in this issue, Batgirl is dealing with a situation, and she comes in to help, and she's battling these, I guess, these robbers or these car thieves that are in a parking lot. And all of a sudden, one of them runs away, and the dude gets caught on a bear trap. His leg gets caught on a bear trap, and all of a sudden, there she stays with this guy, and all of a sudden, she's telling this guy, stay with me. I can't loosen it. He doesn't. She doesn't tell that. You just hear her talk. We hear her talking to herself like, if I loosen this, he'll probably bleed out and everything like that. And then enter these 3 individuals. One of them is a big woman, like she's really muscular. And they start calling her Miss and everything like that. And that's when everything starts getting really cuckoo from there. And Batgirl deals with this group called the Disgraced, and they're here to clean up Gotham or so. And she knows it's the same people because it's that big girl again, and uh, they're called the Disgrace, and they're talking about Nightfall is coming, and it's coming for you as well, Batgirl, and things like that. But a good start to seeming to another story arc or just maybe a two-parter. But it was really fun. Like I said, Gail Simone knows Batgirl. She knows Babs very well, and it's kind of interesting. I'm real interested in seeing what this group is, the Disgraced. But I'm really wanting to see more of maybe the story is building up to getting back to what's going on with her brother. Because that's where I thought what this was going to be. But uh, we'll see. But still, it's good. All right, Batman number 10. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo's on this artwork. Um, without spoiling a lot, let's just say I can't even say that because I'll spoil it. But one word, epic. That's all I can say. Just to find out some things about the Batman mythos was just crazy. Let's just say, guys, what we thought was there was just we thought the Batman myth was just Martha, Thomas Wayne, and their son. But we get more in this. But it was really good. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. It was still good. I just don't want to spoil that book too much. Green Lantern number 10, Johns. Yeah, Johns and Doug Mankey. I say that name and I'm still, this a little anger comes into me now, and that's when you know who wants to come out. No, no, you can't come out. No, you can't. Not now. Sorry, he wants to come out, but he can't. Um, Indigo Rises. Okay, so basically pick up right where the last issue left off. We know now that the Indigo tribe are nothing but a bunch of maniacs, killers, rapists, everything like that, and they now are hunting down Sinestro, and Hal's trying to keep them alive, keep Sinestro alive. You know, um, and it gets really, really interesting. Especially when they're offline, like their rings are also. Um, it was really good to see Sinestro. He kind of, you know, Hal is like, Sinestro, you got me into all this mess. I'm trying to. I was getting on with my life. I didn't need to be back with this. And Sinestro's like, your life is, you are a Green Lantern. That is your life. And you know, that's why it's so weird to read this book sometime and then go read Justice League, because it's like Hal is written so differently in that book and in this book. But the bottom line is, it's the Indigo Tribe. It gets really in depth at the end of the book, which I don't want to explain too much. But yeah, there's something big happens at the end that involves another core in a way. Let me just put it like this. Rise. Y'all should know the clue to that. Okay. Grifter number 10. No escape from the Damonites. No way out. All right. Yes, guys, Lifefield's on this book. I know. Chris, why are you reading it? You don't support Liefeld. I'm not supporting him. I'm supporting Grifter. I'm a big Grifter fan. So basically, this picks up where Grifter and the group, Death Blow and Cheshire, are moving around, because it's said that Cole is really trying to come to grips with what he is. Supposedly, he's the chosen one, and he's like, whatever, but and they keep moving around, and Cole's like, I don't like people too much. I usually stick to myself and things like that. And a lot of the other guys that are with them are saying, like, what's so special about this guy, like, and Cole's being sarcastic and everything like that, till they get attacked by Damonites. And the Damonites now are not playing for keeps. They're playing for keeps now because they're bringing out their heavy hitter warriors now, and in a gunfight, a pretty good, decent gunfight, we get to see things change for Cole. Cole Grifter, for example. He starts to showcase his hidden powers that he once had, and I was really cool to see them bring that back. Now, if you haven't read, don't. Grifter used to have powers. He had a limited base of telekinetic powers that he had when he was part of Team 7. Um, but it kind of went away. But we actually see him using it in this book. Like, he's got like 7 guns firing at the same time. He's like, "Look, Mom, no hands," and he's taking out the Damonites. It was really fun, and a lot of people are starting to realize, like, okay, I can see why you're who you are. But this was fun. It was just a pretty good bang bang shoot 'em up fun, with the great comedy and sarcasm from Cole Cash himself. I'll give a little bit credit to Liefeld, you know. All right. Next up, Ravagers number 2. Howard Mankey, Ian Churchill. Uh, Fairchild is the only hope against Shadow Walker. Yeah, this dude right here is named Shadow Walker. Ugly looking mother. But does not play. All right, so this picks up right where the second issue left off, and the gang, Fairchild, Ridge, Thunder, and Lightning are still on this block of ice, and they're floating in the Pacific. And the ice is getting smaller and smaller. That's how they escaped from Warblade and Rose Wilson. I'm sorry, guys, for the hunt, because I just don't like Warblade's look. I'm sorry. Anyway, um, Harvest decides that Rose and Warblade are not to go after Fairchild. He sends another operative after them, and that's in the form of this guy, Shadow uh, Shadow Walker, and he's able to track the guys down because they have these trackers. If you could see these little, like, those dots, those little things right there, on those are like trackers, and they're able to he's able to track them. And what he does is, like, he has all these holes all over his body, and like these like tentacles like come out of him, and he'll wrap them up. Um, this was really good because it's really showing that the team is not, they're not really a team right now. They all have their problems. Thunder and Lightning are really not really into, they're just to protect themselves, brother and sister. Um, Ridge, he doesn't know if he can trust Fairchild, and Fairchild's just trying to keep these kids alive. Just trying to show them that you don't have to be weapons for what Harvest was trying to do. Um, these four are only in the book until the end, where the other two members, Beast Boy and Terra, in it. But this was really good. I did enjoy it. I'm glad I picked it up. Once again, how they defeat um, Shadow Walker. I'm not gonna explain it too much. Uh, it was interesting, but I'm really starting to like Ridge. He's really starting to grow on me. He's really starting to grow on me. Thunder and Lightning, they have this real cool brother and sister bond. Is cool. And Fairchild, I've always loved Fairchild. They still write Kathleen very cool. Um, but it's the ending of another villain that's coming, and Beast Boy gets a vision of him when he has a nightmare about it. And I'll give you a clue who that is. It rhymes with flood. There you go. Yeah, the 52 debut of that certain character is coming next issue. So I just gave you a clue. Rhymes with flood. Do your research if you don't know what I'm talking about. And I saw the designer art for him in the back issue. Oh, he looks epic. So that's all DC for you. Next up is independent. Two independent books. First one is from Boom Studios. This is issue number 7 of Valen The Outcast. So Valen has made it to Kara Snow. This guy right here. This is the guy who stole his soul, took his soul. And when they reach the destination where they're going, Chorus Noel is like, I'll give you back your soul, but you got to do something for me. You got to basically, I need to destroy your name, the brand, because that's his name, Valen Brand, and destroy it because of what you did. It gets really in depth. Um, he doesn't want he doesn't want to kill Valen. Karis Noel wants to destroy Valen's name and reputation, but in a way, it's still killing him. It's still, and he's like, no. So he starts bringing back all these people. If you do this, I'll bring back your dead wife so she can have your unborn child. He even brings her spirit, and her spirit's like, yeah, this and that. And you got his friends, Zajana and Cordovan, basically saying don't do it, don't do it. And you know, Valen's sticking up like, no, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. No, 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 no. Unfortunately, his little underling here does something even worse. Cuts his good friend Jadana's neck, and she bleeds out right in front of him. And he's like, now choose again. Like, I'm gonna ask you again. Um, Sad thing is, he does reply. He says, "I'll do it," and it looks really bad for Valen right there because he is now a servant back under Chorus Null, and I wonder where that's gonna go from there. Though he does apologize, but he can't watch another friend die. Um, it's really, really, really insane, and it makes me wonder where issue 8 is gonna take it, and how, and what's gonna happen now. But Valen the Outcast, still good stuff. All right, and to end it off, we're gonna end this off with IDW Transformers Robots in Disguise number 6. This is Barber, and Ramadelli is the artist on this. His artwork is really good in this book. And who is that on the cover? Yeah. Now, for all those who thought Optimus is dead, he's not dead. He's just off world. He, after the war on Cybertron, he basically knew what he had to do. He basically denounced his leadership of the Autobots, which makes him go back to his previous name, Orion Pax. And this book, that's all this book does, is spotlight on Optimus. I mean Orion Pax. Yeah, he keeps, people still call him Prime, but he's like, please, my name is Orion Pax now. And we get to see him battle some what do they call them? Monster monsters, yeah, and people like that. And he's also tracking a certain one-eyed Decepticon that we all know. Um, but it was just good. Like I said, Ramadelli's artwork was really good. It was like that painted style artwork that was really good. I really enjoyed that. It was still good to see Optimus. Yes, I will call him Optimus. Um, he's not Orion Pax to me anymore. But yeah, this was just really, really good. The Transformers books have been really good. Once again, I gotta thank IDW for doing this. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. I really enjoyed it. All right, so that is it, guys. For my comic review, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me what you guys thought of it. You know, guys, me, I love input. I want to hear your input. Um, Also, tell me what you guys got. If you picked up any of the titles I did, or if not. But other than that, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real as always. I will see you guys next week, God willing. And one more thing, guys, to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Y'all take care.